What's up, summoners? King Blair here. Today, we're going to be talking about the current banner hero, Kayron and Chloe. And y'all, if you guys keep up with the channel, Kayron is my favorite unit and one of my best geared units, so we'll definitely be taking a good look at him. Kind of a little bias on him. But if you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and join the Discord server. And the big one for this week is actually going to be a subscribe. If we hit 2K subs by this Sunday, that's right, this Sunday, I will do a face reveal on the 2K sub like. So let's do it. We're so close. We're right there. So make sure you click subscribe if you want to see the voice behind the videos. The other thing is I also have the membership program. If you want to help support the channel financially, make sure to click the join button, help out with the channel and all that cool stuff. And I'll be talking about that more on the 2K subs. So you guys can understand a little bit more, but it gives you some cool stuff for streaming. But alright, enough about the channel. Let's actually get to what you actually came here for, the Chloe and Kayron review. So we're going to talk about Kayron first. We have to. And we'll talk about the artifacts last. So it'll be Kayron, Chloe, artifacts, and then some summons, right? But we have to talk about Kayron. Why do we have to talk about Kayron first? Well, funny that you asked that, because if we go to my heroes, he is my best hero by far. I love my Kayron all the way, and I want to get him triple SS, which is why we're doing summons for him, because I love Kayron, and I have showcased them before. So I might go a little bit faster because I don't want the video to be stupid long, because if I don't control myself, we can talk about Kayron for like 50 years, right? Which I already did, and I'm going to recommend you guys to this video, which I have made. So if you guys go to my channel page, you can come down, click on the full unit guides section. It's a playlist, and there's a full Kayron guide there where I talk about a lot of things. It came out about 3 months ago, but a lot of the information there is still extremely valuable. So make sure you check it out. I have some examples. I have some good pair-ups. I have some good counters. Pretty good overall. I'm pretty happy with it. The information is still pretty up to date for the most part, and I will be talking about the differences from this guide and kind of doing a summary as we go. But I thought you guys should know that, and you can always just look up this title and you will find it for sure. But I wanted to show you guys that because I have talked, like, I don't want to talk about him forever because we also have Chloe and we have the artifact. So I can't just talk about how much I adore Kayron and it's my favorite unit. I have to be a little bit less biased, so go check out the full guide for that. But let's actually talk about him a little bit, because there are some things that I do have to update. And if you don't want to watch a 40-minute video, I will give you the Spark Notes version in about 5 minutes. So Kayron. So first, stat-wise, fastest character in the game. He does not have a single unit that is faster than him. He is the fastest unit in the game. Amazing base stat. The base stat is insane. The HP pool is okay. The attack is actually on the low side. You might be like, it's on the low side. That looks okay, right? It's actually on the low side for attacks, for one of the big damage dealers. And as far as the defense, it's abysmal. So he almost has no defense, but it works for him. And then for crit hit chance, it's actually pretty good. So overall, and then of course awakens into attack, which again is amazing because it just makes him be that much more stronger. So let's actually take a look at his skills. So skill 1, Void Slash. This skill has a chance to attack. At first, it's only a single target skill, but you guys will soon see how he becomes super broken. What actually pushes him to a point of like craziness. So this skill does damage based on the caster's health, and we'll see in the second skill why this is so good, because once he gets low health, he does more damage with this skill, and this skill has a chance to become AoE. So right now it looks pretty mediocre, right? It looks kind of trash. It's only glancing 50% and it's only for 1 turn, but then you get to the skill 2. This skill 2, y'all, is amazing. I love it, and it's one of the reasons why Kayron is one of the most feared PvP units. This skill gives him survivability that allows him at least 2 turns, and we'll talk about why that's 2 turns, which guarantees him 2 turns, which is insane. It's so powerful. So grants the caster immortality when they receive lethal damage. I can't show you guys this, but it is on the full guide. I do talk about the skill pretty in depth, but basically once he would die, he doesn't. He gets immortality and he'll survive for 1 turn, right? The other thing is that this skill has, when the caster on his turn, when the caster has a buff, AoE attack on the skill 1. So now this skill that has pretty good damage ratios, that does damage based on his missing health, is now an AoE skill. That's amazing. And all you need is a buff. It's not even when he's in immortality mode. It's just when he has a buff. That's amazing. I can't overhype this. This skill does a ton of damage. I will be showcasing the damage on Monday for my personal Kayron. But it does a lot of damage, and the survivability lets him actually get a guaranteed. Why did I say it's 2 turns if it only says 1 turn? This skill 3, again, deals damage based on caster's lost health, and of course on his attack. The other thing is that after this skill, so the way this skill works is attack, and then afterwards increase attack, and then buff extension. So it's damage, then it checks if it kills, so buff extension, and then it's increased attack. So why does it go in that order? It's a 2-turn attack. It's not extending the 2 turn to 3 turns, so it's kind of those logistic things. But this skill does mean that he has a built-in increased attack in his kit. The other thing is that when he kills, increased buffs. So we saw that this is based on casters with less health. When he's low health, he will be at like 1 health. This will make him 1 health. This skill does tons of damage, single target, and gets him increased attack. And this skill does reset when he reaches 1 health. So ideally, in a good Kayron fight, and for a speed Kayron, and we'll talk about the builds in a second, you will be able to open up with skill 3. Also, by the way, animation is amazing. I still love the animation. This is great. I love this animation. But you'll be able to open with this skill, and if the opponent doesn't deal with your Kayron, you now have someone that can do AoE attack. So let's say they don't deal with him for 1 turn. So AoE attack, let's say they pop his passive. This goes back up. You have the increased attack buff. So now you're able to attack with attack buff based on your missing health, and you're at 1 health, and attack a priority target and just kill them. And it's so strong. This skill does so much freaking damage, and with the right artifact, it's just freaking insane. With Elias Knife particularly, oh, it's just amazing. So then, because you extended your buff, you get 1 guaranteed AoE. So you at least get 1. Let's say they Rylot you at the beginning of the fight, and he's at 1 health. You get a guaranteed S3. If you kill, you get a guaranteed S1. So pretty good. So as far as how should you build them, so there's 3 builds floating around. So this is update. If you came from the full guide and you're like, where is the counter set build? There are 3 builds for him. The most popular, and the one I said for the Kayron guide build, is going to be the slow Kayron damage build. So for this build, you're either using speed set, crit damage set, attack set, whatever set you want, right? But what you're trying to reach stat-wise is going to be 4k attack, 300k crit damage plus. The higher crit damage, the better, but 300 is pretty good. And at least 170, if not 180 speed. So that's what you're trying to reach with the attack build, right? That's the build that's going to capitalize on the fact that he does insane damage with this skill 3. Because you're able to do just an insane amount of damage with that stats, and you're able to do this one. The other thing for that build is you have to have immunity set. If you have a Kayron that is slow, and it doesn't have immunity set, that's a disgrace to Kayron. If your Kayron is anything lower than 240 speed, your Kayron has to be on immunity set. Because if it's not, it's just going to get locked down by Dizzy, locked down by Seaside Bellona, locked down by all these units that he loses to, and then you just lose. So he has to have the immunity set for that build for sure. So whatever set you want that can get you 4k attack, 300 crit damage, 160 speed, and of course 100% crit rate if possible, right? The other build, the one that I really don't like, but a lot of people have been using, and it's kind of niche, but it makes sense. It's the counter set build. So you give him counter set, you try to get as close as possible. Again, he has to have immunity, because with counter set he's not going to be outspeeding anything, like priority wise. So the counter set build, it's an absolute it's a defensive Kayron build. So for that build, you are trying to counter on a cleave, and you are trying to kill the cleaver. Like if a Judge Kise attacks, you want to counterattack the Judge Kise, and you want to kill the Judge Kise right there and then. So that's a counter set build. As far as the speed build, that's the one I use. I use more of a hybrid build where I kind of cross the attack and the speed. But mine is over 240, which is why he's not on immunity set. This is the only build that doesn't need immunity set. You're wanting to get 240 speed plus, and what you're trying to get is kill a squishy target early on, and be able to set up your attack buff very early on in the fight, be able to do high DPS AoE with this skill, and also cut into cleaves since you're so fast. The other part of the super fast Kayron builds, because we mentioned Kayron has the fastest speed, he has an exclusive equipment that allows him access to a silence. So for the super fast Kayrons, he like 280 speed we're talking about, it's a complete anti-cleave, because you're able to silence like the Athletica. You can silence the Athletica and then they just lose, or you can just kill units right off the bat. So you would give him the exclusive equipment that is the silence one, and that one is just capitalizing on the fact that he is fast, the fastest unit in the game, and that can cut in and it can silence, and also has the speed to abuse the skill 1. So the speed Kayron build is my favorite build, but has the least amount of uses and it's not as popular. It's also the hardest build to go for, which is why I recommend the damage build. As far as artifacts for each build, for the counter set, honestly, the new artifact goes really well with him, and we'll talk about the new artifact in a second. For the damage Kayron, you should be going Elias Knife, because defense penetration is insane. Elias Knife will allow you to one-shot squishies with the skill, and will allow you to one-shot certain tanks. You can one-shot Royal Lights with Elias Knife with this skill for damage Kayron. So Elias Knife is the best damage Kayron artifact. For counter set Kayrons, it's actually going to be Moonlight Dream Blade, which we mentioned, and the new artifact. And for speed Kayrons, it's Alexa's Basket all the way. Because if you have a speed Kayron and you open a fight with greater attack, GG. You kill the priority target right off the bat. You come in, you go, you just go S3, and you just go, goodbye. Goodbye, whoever you are. Goodbye F Flurry, goodbye Athletica, goodbye Cdom, goodbye whoever you want opening. So pretty broken, except tanks, of course. So that's as far as Kayron goes. That's a lot of information, so try to digest it. It's a lot of information in a short amount of time. I wish I could talk longer, but I did a full guide on it. The full guide talks about everything. If you want to hear in-depth discussions of all and examples for all the different stuff that I just talked about, go check out the full guide. But this is like the Spark Notes version. As fast as possible. Oh yeah, content. PvP, he's great. Anti-cleaving, he's great. He's amazing for doing damage. He's amazing for RTA, Arena. Also, because if you do the damage Kayron build with immunity set, he is going to be one of the best farmers. Probably second best farmer, because with immunity set, you turn off skills, and he'll always AoE with this skill. And this skill will do tons of damage. So you're able to clear waves like it's nothing. So one of the best farmers for the game. Amazing for Golem. And I personally use my speed Kayron, because mine has an Alexa's Basket on Asimec Hunt 13. So an amazing unit. I'm gonna tell you right now, I am biased. I am going to be biased when I tell you this. You should probably pull, but there is heroes coming out soon, like new heroes, like Brightness or whoever's coming out next week. There are new heroes coming soon, so wait till they release them so they show their kids, and then pull for the Kayron. But if the unit looks alright, bro, Kayron's lit. I love Kayron, so he's amazing. So pull for him if the new unit is not great. If the new unit looks okay, kind of like Shu, oh yeah, go for Kayron. If it's like another Shu coming out next week, go for Kayron. Facts. If you don't have Kayron, Kayron's great. Kayron's amazing. Kayron's one of the best units in this game. I love him. He's the best. But alright, as far as Chloe. So this one's going to be a lot shorter because I don't have Chloe. I don't have as much experience with Chloe. But I do know what she does. Chloe. So she is going to be a warrior. Stat-wise, she's okay. The speed is not bad, actually. The speed is actually on the higher side. The attack is the same as Kayron, so that's nice. The defense is better than Kayron's, and the crit rate is actually pretty high, pretty much on the high side. As far as skill set for Chloe, skill 1, pretty nuts. So it looks bad, right? It looks really bad, but then you realize what Nail can do. So hammers the enemy, damage dealt increases when the animal is infected with Magic Nail. So this is just straight up damage. Magic Nail though, look at this debuff though. Only Chloe has this debuff. When attacked, receives an additional damage equivalent to 2% of max health. Y'all. 2% of max health. That's like a Daydream Joker on a boss, right? So if you put this on anyone, that's a Daydream Joker. For all your units, every time you attack with your Elena, 2%. Daydream Joker. It's like everyone gets a Daydream Joker if they're attacking that unit. So pretty nutty thing. The S2 actually inputs the nail for 3 turns. And y'all, check this out. Cannot be resisted. This skill is the reason why right now, Chloe is a queen of Speed Wyvern. Chloe is one of the best units for Speed Wyvern right now, because of the skill. One of the best for consistent. You get a guaranteed debuff that gives you a Daydream Joker, and it's for 3 turns. By the time this goes away, you already have the next one up. You put this on Wyvern, that Wyvern's gone. That Wyvern's just gone. Every time you attack it, 2% extra, that's like, even if your units are doing no damage, that's a ton of damage right there. And then she does so much damage with this S1 along with the nail. So it's crazy and cannot be resisted. Doesn't matter. Don't need to give effectiveness. Can give your Chloe all attack. And then of course the skill 3. Soars into the air, attacks the enemy, stuns for 1 turn, damage dealt. So this one's like whatever. It stuns, right? So what do I think about Chloe? So Chloe is pretty much a Wyvern only unit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There's some fringe uses for her in some Abyss stages. I'm not sure if the nail actually works on raid, so double check me on that. But if you're pulling for her, it's strictly for Wyvern. If you don't have a Wyvern 13 team, she will probably give you one of the most consistent Wyvern 13 teams, and you should try to build it, right? But as far as that, that's pretty much all she does. She doesn't really have any PvP, and her PvE is okay. She can do decent in PvP if you build like a support Chloe, because you can put this on a knight early on, and have a potential to just perma-stun, right? Because it's 25% chance to just stun, and cannot be resisted. So the nail can be resisted, so you can put it on, and then you have a chance to stun that unit. So it can be pretty dangerous for some tanks and for certain units, but it can be cleansed, which is the problem. And if they have immunity, this won't happen. So pretty much strictly a PvE unit. Not a lot of PvP uses, but if you're really trying to get a good Wyvern team, she's a really good unit. So solid Wyvern unit, right? That's about it. Should you pull for her if you really need a Wyvern unit? Yes. If you really want a Wyvern 13 team that's fast, yes. If not, probably not. She doesn't do much besides that, so I wouldn't recommend pulling for her. Definitely don't pull for her before you see what next week is. So don't pull for her unless you see what next week is. But pull for her only if you want a fast Wyvern team. And some pretty good boss stages, right? So now, really quick, because we still have to do summons, the artifacts. So new artifact for Kayron, new artifact for Chloe. So what I'm actually excited about is the Chloe artifact. And again, as always, do not chase artifacts. You will be disappointed if you're chasing artifacts. But this artifact increases damage if the enemy is granted a barrier. So at first you're like, okay, that doesn't sound that crazy, right? And then I was thinking about it, it's like, who could use this? Who could benefit from this, right? I couldn't think about it. I know it's good because I'm like, okay, FCC is everywhere. And if you can abuse FCC, that's already good, right? So if you have a way to abuse FCC giving everyone a barrier, that's amazing, right? Kind of like Kise. That's really great. This skill allows you to do extra damage. So who would this go really good on? Lilibet. So I know I rip on Lilibet a lot, but I think speed Lilibet might actually start becoming a thing. Speed Lilibets will actually become a thing, because if you actually have this artifact maxed out and you have a Lilibet that's maxed out and you have her be pretty fast, this will make it so you can destroy RBs. It's like Lilibet plus this artifact is the ultimate Wyvern, ultimate RB counter. So I think it's great. I think it's amazing. It's better than Portrait of the Saviors. It's better than anything if they have FCC RB, of course. And most of the times, most arena defenses will have FCC RB. But besides that, not a lot of uses. The new Kayron one, I'm honestly a little disappointed in it. I think it's okay. So hear me out. People have been hyping this up way too much. So as we mentioned, for attack Kayron, I still think Elias Knife is better. Because for attack Kayron, being able to kill tanks is invaluable, right? Kayron struggles against certain tanks, and being able to kill those tanks or like Rella Lights with an S3 is broken, especially if they have increased defense, which everyone seems to have these days. It's just broken. So Elias Knife for damage Kayron is the best. Alexa's Basket is still the best for speed Kayron. But this is still another tool in the arsenal for Kayron. If you're doing counter set Kayron, which again I don't recommend, this artifact would go really well with counter set Kayron. The other thing that it would be okay is if you have like a tankier Kayron, or you use your Kayron in a lot of tank teams. Because the 100% is annoying. But my biggest gripe with this artifact is that the condition is, it's literally for Kayron, only for Kayron. And it's only when he's below 25% health. And at this point, you can get this from like Portrait of Saviors and be more consistent, and you don't have to wait till this point. And at the same time, this does give him survivability in certain scenarios, the extra 20%. This is honestly just Portrait of the Saviors when he's lower than 25, and then plus a Moonlight Dreamblade. Like, it's only good for counter Kayron, and that's like it. I honestly don't think it's that great. Plus, you have to max it to actually get the most out of it. So it's like, are you really gonna max this artifact where you can max Elias Knife, which is a 4-star, or where you can max Portrait of the Saviors, which you already should have max, or you're gonna do this over Moonlight Dreamblade? Probably not. You're not gonna try to like wail for this artifact. So it's not good unless it's maxed out, and no one's gonna max it out. So that makes it a bad artifact, in my opinion. So I don't think it's that great. But that's as far as the unit reviews go, and I will be putting timestamps for when the summon starts. But let's do some Kayron summons. If we don't get any lightnings, we're gonna stop, because I still need to save my summons for next week. Oh, so we got lightning. Please be a Kayron. I want to have a triple SS Kayron. Please. No! It's not even the new artifact. At least we get some dust. That's fine. Come on. Come on. At least one Kayron. I just want one Kayron. Just one Kayron. Just one Kayron. That's all I want. One and I'm happy. Ah. Aureus. I need more Aureuses though. So that one's not bad. I'm okay with the Aureus. Alright. Let's slow down a little bit. Also, so overall, for summoning, I know I summon in these videos because I really want a Kayron dupe. If we don't get a shiny, I'll stop the video in the next 3. If we don't get a shiny, because I need to save. But always wait till they release the next unit before you decide to pull, especially if you're free to play. I'm not free to play. I am willing to spend if it's a unit I really want. But always wait if you're a free to play player to see what unit is being announced before you summon, because that way you have a better idea of what you can actually get. So always wait. No! It's not Kayron! Is it the artifact at least? It is the artifact. Okay, so it looks clean. It's a clean looking artifact. I probably will never use it because it's just... Alexis Basket is just better. But maybe one day I can showcase it. Oh, no. I think we just used up all our luck, dude. Alright, we'll just go all the way since we're already in this deep. Please, Kayron, I want your triple SS. Yes! 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 Daddy came home! Yes! Oh my goodness! Another one? Can we get another one? Alright, we couldn't get another one. But we got one! Yo! I am hype! Check this out, we're so close to the 200k CP. That is my only goal in this game. Oh, yes, please. I'm so close. Oh, wait, let's see how much CP he gains. So... He's at 181. 181, 252. 181, 252. 181, 252. 181, 252. 181, 252. 181, 252. 181, 252. 181, 252. So 15%. So 181, 252. It should be around 184. 182. Oh, so it's not that much. So it gave us about 1,000. So he'll officially be 183 KCP Kayron. But dang, dude. So close to 37. 3.7k. So close. We do have to still get something better for this, though. So we might actually get a 4k attack Kayron. If we actually get a better neck in the future. That'd be hype. That'd be really hype. But I'm happy with my Kayron right now. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you'll enjoy it and hope you all are hyped. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys today. And I will see y'all next time. Peace.